You know, when you see a flower, it's easy to just think, oh, that's pretty. But what if I told you that behind those beautiful petals is a story that's way more dramatic? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the secret sex life of flowers. It's a tale of strategy, high-stakes adventure, and some truly incredible biology happening all around us.
And it all kicks off with this really fundamental puzzle. Just think about it for a second. A plant can't move. It's literally stuck in one spot for its entire life. So how in the world does it manage to find a partner to reproduce with? That is the big question we're diving into today.
Well, the answer, of course, is the flower, but it's so much more than just a pretty face. The flower is this highly sophisticated arena, It's the stage that's perfectly designed for the entire drama of reproduction to play out.
Okay, let's meet our main characters in this drama. On the male side, you've got the stamen. Its whole job, its entire purpose, is to create these tiny messengers called pollen grains. Then, right in the center, we have the female part, the carpel. Think of it in 3 sections. At the very top is the sticky stigma designed to catch pollen. That leads down a pathway called the style, and at the bottom is the ovary. Tucked away inside there is the precious egg cell just waiting for that pollen to arrive.
So, before any of this adventure can even begin, the plant has to get its specialized reproductive cells ready to go. This is kind of the origin story for our hero, the pollen grain, and its ultimate destination, the embryo sac.
Inside the anther, it is a full-on factory. It all starts with one mother cell. Through a process called meiosis, it divides into 4 specialized cells. Then each one of those divides again. But here's the clever part. It doesn't split into new cells. Instead, it creates 2 different nuclei inside one pollen grain. One nucleus is like the navigator for the journey, and the other is the one that'll actually do the fertilizing. Once they're ready, thousands of these perfectly equipped little messengers are released. Now, over on the female side, things are, well, they're fascinatingly different, and honestly, a lot more ruthless. Just like with pollen, a mother cell splits into 4 potential cells, but get this, 3 of them just die off immediately. Only one, chosen one, actually survives. This single lucky cell then multiplies its nucleus 3 times, creating a mature embryo sac with 8 nuclei, including that all-important egg cell. Talk about survival of the fittest.
So, the pollen is ready. The egg is waiting. It is time for the action sequence, the great pollination journey. This is where our tiny pollen grain has to somehow travel from its home flower all the way to a new one.
So what is pollination exactly? Well, the mission objective is actually pretty simple. It's just the successful transfer of pollen from the male anther to the female stigma. That's the goal. But as you can imagine, getting there, that's the real adventure.
Now, pollen doesn't make this trip alone. It has allies, these travel companions. Some plants, like corn for example, make tons of tiny, lightweight, smooth pollen. It's designed to be picked up and carried for miles by the wind. But other plants, like a hibiscus, make pollen that's rough and sticky. It's engineered to be the perfect Velcro, latching onto the fuzzy body of a bee or a butterfly that stops by for a drink. Just a fantastic example of design fitting the job.
Touchdown! After its incredible journey, the pollen grain has landed on that sticky stigma. But hold on, the mission isn't over yet. That navigator nucleus gets to work right away, growing a long tube that literally burrows down through the style, making a beeline for the ovule. And while it's traveling, that other nucleus divides one last time, creating 2 separate male gametes. It's getting ready for the final, most critical act. And here we are. We've reached the absolute climax of our story. Deep inside that flower, something totally unique and frankly genius is about to happen. This is the moment that ensures the survival of the whole species.
This amazing event is called double fertilization. It's a process that is found only in flowering plants, and it's incredible. It involves not 1, but 2 separate fusion events happening almost at the same time inside the embryo sac. It's a strategy that is just incredibly efficient.
So, first things first. One of the 2 male gametes reaches its target and fuses with the egg cell. Boom! This creates what's called a diploid zygote. Diploid just means it now has a full, complete set of chromosomes. This one tiny cell now holds the entire genetic blueprint for a brand new plant embryo.
But wait, what about that second male gamete? Does it just go to waste? No way. This is where the brilliant part comes in. It travels a bit deeper and fuses with 2 other nuclei waiting in the center of the sac. This creates a really unique tissue called the endosperm, which is triploid, meaning it has a triple set of chromosomes.
So why on earth would it do this? What's the point of this endosperm stuff? Well, it's the embryo's food source. Think of it like a packed lunch. By waiting to create this food supply until after fertilization is confirmed, the plant doesn't waste any energy. It's the ultimate guarantee that the developing embryo will have all the nutrients it needs to get started.
Okay, fertilization is complete. The flower's main job is officially done, but its work is far from over. Now, a massive hormonal signal goes out and a grand transformation begins, completely repurposing the flower's structure for a new mission. And you can actually see this transformation happen in stages. First, those beautiful petals that attracted the pollinators, their job's done, so they just wither and fall away. The plant redirects all its energy. The ovary at the base of the flower starts to swell up, getting bigger and bigger. Inside, each fertilized ovule develops into a seed, and the wall of the ovary itself becomes the fruit that protects it all.
And this brings us to the final amazing product of this entire process, the seed. This tiny little package is so much more than just a baby plant. It is an absolute masterpiece of survival, and it contains everything the next generation needs to thrive.
Seriously, a seed comes with a complete survival toolkit. It's got a tough outer seed coat for protection. It has its own built-in food supply, that endosperm we talked about. It has the incredible ability to go dormant, just waiting patiently for weeks, months, or even years until the conditions are just right. And it's very often designed for dispersal, ready to catch a ride on the wind or an animal to find a new place to grow.
So when you put it all together, from its intricate design to that daring journey and the genius of double fertilization, the sex life of a flower is just this incredible story of strategy. And it kind of leaves you with a thought, right? What can this plant's billion-year-old strategy of investing in a protected, well-fed, and incredibly patient next generation teach us about our own ideas of preparation and survival?